Hey family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and today we will be accessing the Morphing Grid once again as we take on pesky pumpkins and menacing monsters. That's right, I will be doing a solo mode playthrough of Heroes of the Grid, Scenario 2, Halloween Havoc. It's a lovely Halloween in Angel Grove. Everyone's in costume and kids are out trick or treating. But there seems to be a lot more pumpkins than you'd expect. They're growing all over the place, creeping over buildings and attacking civilians. And through the chaos, you hear a killer beat and an echoing voice. Yo, this is the story of a Halloween night and some foolish little teens are gonna put up a fight. Tango warriors in wing. They're raven like ravens, nevermore they sing. Your Angel Grove's in need of saving. And if that ain't enough, we brought in the Putty Patrol. Let's see the Power Rangers keep them under control. You can always read up on the scenario online in order to see exactly what makes this different than a standard game, but basically the big thing is that the pumpkin wrapper is the boss for this round. So instead of him being treated as a monster where you have to fight 4 cards, you have to defeat 6 of his once you finally reveal him. As far as my Rangers go, going into battle I have Zack MMPR Black, Tommy Oliver, MMPR Green, using his Gift of the Dragon ability, and I'll explain why in a moment. And then Jason Lee Scott, also using his dragon ability, Legacy of the Dragon. And yes, I know, Green Ranger Tommy's loner ability is like the ultimate thing to use for solo mode. I get it, I know it, I've seen it, I've asked the questions to verify it. But I'm going to use that later for something else. I liked it the way I have it now because of the theme. Trust me, it'll all work out, I hope. Anywho, all this talking is finally done. Let's get to the game and have some fun. Pumpkin Wrapper's causing havoc around town. Let's suit up Rangers to take him down. He thinks he's bad with all of his rhymes. Let's squish this squash. It's morphin' time.
Watching Dragonzord, Mastodon, Tyrannosaurus. Watching.
All right, Rangers, here we are, all ready to go for some Halloween havoc. So what makes this scenario unique is that inside of the minions deck, the 3 count minions for whoever it is that you chose, the foot soldiers and everything, have been removed. So I'm only going to be drawing 4 every turn. However, on the 5th draw, as it would be, I'd be putting down this token into each one of the sections, pending that the pumpkin wrapper hasn't revealed himself yet, but he's not going to reveal himself until like the end of the game. So these are going to drop down. They are going to pretty much be a representation of foot soldiers, and they're going to draw from the pumpkin wrapper's deck. So they're going to act like foot soldiers using his abilities, and whenever they're defeated, they go to the experience board just like all other foot soldiers. So that's the first thing you got to remember. In the scenario, which again is scenario 2, as I mentioned before, they mentioned regular putties and Tengu. I actually ended up going with super putties this time, but instead of using the super putty deck, I went with the new chaos putties that you can find in, I believe, the Merciless Minions pack. That's the one with the cogs and the silo bots in it. So this is like an upgrade deck for Putty Patrol members. This is a harder deck, and I went with these guys as minions just because they look gnarly, and you know, being a Halloween episode, you got to make it look all creepy. And then of course the Tengu warriors are part of the scenario as well, so they went with that. Power board setup over here is as normal. We are in solo mode, so we get 5 actions, and with the ability of possibly gaining 2 more as we go on. Starting at level 0, I just throw the 2 power energy into the center, but that only goes there when you start a battle. Got my tokens over here for any type of panic, extra energy tokens, and as stated before, we are going with Tommy, Zack, and Jason, my 3-dragon team. Now, the thing with Tommy is his Gift of the Dragon is once per battle, you may place 1 card from your hand on another Ranger's character card. That Ranger may then play that card as if it was in their hand, place that card on the bottom of the deck when it's used. I'm going to kind of switch that around a little bit, and Tommy has 2 Dragon Shields in his deck. Jason, because I'm running the Dragon Shield, only has 1. The moment I draw a Dragon Shield, I'm going to activate this Gift of the Dragon and give it to Zack. No matter what, the only card I will ever give Zack is the Dragon Shield. And that's just going to pretty much make all 3 of them, you know, Dragon Shield owners for this game, which I think is pretty cool. It's a thematic theme because each one of these have had the Dragon Shield in the show itself. I think others have had it. The others have definitely had it in the comics, but we're not worried about that. So now that we have that all set up, why don't we go ahead and do our first deployment and see where everybody lays down. All right, so as stated, we're only going to be doing 4 draws for this particular deployment. That's how the rules go in terms of deployment for Scenario 2 Halloween Havoc. So the first one is a single Tengu warrior at the Industrial District, which is right here. The next one is for number 2, 2 of our putties going to the shopping mall. Shopping mall, just to point out, shopping mall only needs 4 in order to be able to be panicked, so be careful for that. 5 for Angel Grove High, 6 for the Industrial District, and 7 for the Stone Quarry. So that's this guy can hold a lot of people, but not so much at the shopping mall. Draw number 3 are 2 Tengu Warriors at Angel Grove High. So I don't like that they're all spread out. This is not fun. I need them to be a little bit more together. And finally, 2 more putties in the shopping mall. Ah, there we go. That's where I know I want to start first, because this then is technically panicked, and that would mean this is probably where we would go first. And then, of course, because of the way that this is set up, each one of these areas is going to get one of these tokens. So this is going to go here. This would normally go here, but now it's going to move to the next one because of the figure limit. I believe then it places regardless, so then a second pumpkin would go here, and then a pumpkin would go there. So there's our starting lineup right now. I have an idea of where I'm going to be going. And remember, each pumpkin does attribute to the figure count. So there's 4 guys here, 2 and 1. Wow, that's already looking pretty dangerous. All right, before we even begin anything else, let's get ourselves our opening hand. Because of Jason's Legacy of the Dragon ability, I don't have a marker on him that indicates the once per battle thing, because regardless of anything, Jason will always start with these 2 cards in his hand. He will always have the Dragon Dagger. Well, he won't always. He will always start the game, I should say, with the Dragon Dagger and the Dragon Shield. What the benefit of this is that instead of 10 cards, he now has 12 with 2 additional 3 shield cards going into his deck. Well, eventually going into his deck. And just having these in hand are amazing. So that's a great thing to have. So we got ourselves here. We got 2 for Jason already out of our 7. Why don't we go ahead? I'm going to draw 1. Got a Dragon Rush for Tommy. I'll draw another one for Tommy. A Solo Strike. Now, I'm going to talk to you guys really quickly about Solo Strike. I have 2 different versions of Solo Strike in this deck. There was like an errata pack that came out later on that had different wording for Solo Strike. And just for the fun of it, I put 1 of each in. It's still same shields, same amount of cards in his deck. So there's no thing like that. It's just the ability on each Solo Strike is different. And I'll talk about Solo Strike once I get to it. So we got 2 for Jason, 2 for Tommy. I always like drawing at least 2 for everybody else. Oh, we got the Power Axe. That's fun. And Smooth moves a reaction. Zack, besides the Power Axe, doesn't have an attack. I'm going to draw my 7th card for Zack. Mammoth Slam. There we go. Okay, so there's a nice starting hand for you right there. And then we're going to go over here. We're going to flip our first token. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to the shopping mall and check out how the Chaos Putties play. Because if I can beat all 4 of these guys, then we take away the Panic token at the mall. And that is 4 experience towards the next Zord. And then I would probably move on over here, recharge, and then fight these 4, which would gain another 4 into it, and like thinning this out. 1 and 2 I'll deal with later. So yeah, let's go ahead here. I'm actually just going to flip this right now. Boom. And let's go into our battle. All right, here we go. First battle. We have 4 Putty Patrollers here, which are basically the Chaos Putties. They're causing mass chaos at the shopping mall. Let's see what they have. I've never played against the Chaos Putties before, so this is going to be interesting. Card number 1. Erratic Movement, a passive 2 health. While this card is in play, increase the health value of each adjacent enemy card by 1. Probably a good thing that it's here, so this way only this one gets increased. Speaking of which, Cause Havoc. Drain 1 energy, skip the next ranger turn this battle. Oh, I got to get rid of that. It's also 2 health, but I definitely need to get rid of that one. Next is a fast card. Oh no! Oh no, so now it did move. So now the Erratic Movement's over there. Oh boy. Deal 1 damage to each ranger. Increase this damage by 1 for each panicked location. So he's only right now doing 2 damage at least, but that's still not good. And now we have this over here. Alright, Chaos Burst, 3 health. Deal an amount of damage to a single ranger equal to the number of cards in their hand. If their hand is empty, they must discard empty. If their hand is empty, they must discard the top card of their deck instead. Now remember, whenever you have stuff like this in regards to single player, it's only referring to, when it says like their hand, the specific color ranger that you're holding. So in this case, it would be 3 damage to Zack, 2 damage to Tommy, or 2 damage to Jason. So just keep that in mind whenever you read those. And unfortunately, they do have a fast ability, deal 1 damage to each ranger, increasing that damage by 1 for each location. So the Chaos Putties are going to go first because of the fast card, which is fine. I think I will probably kill the Chaos Havoc first. So here we go. 2 damage to each ranger. Let's see what we're going to do. I'm going to immediately start off by playing Smooth Moves, which is a reaction. Play this card when any ranger suffers damage to reduce that damage by 2 and gain 1 energy. I'm going to go ahead and give that to Zack, so he's going to Smooth Moves his way around this 2 damage. And because I did that, I'm able to draw, because I played a card from a ranger, I'm able to draw a card from another ranger. So I'm going to draw Tommy, which is a Dragon Rush. Okay, that's fun. Speaking of Tommy, he's going to be taking 2 damage. Blade Blaster, that's 1. And all right, the other solo strikes. This is going to go to the bottom of his deck because it's a 2 shield with only 1 damage coming in. And now we have Jason taking 2 damage. That's his Tyranno Slash is gone, but at least that's all he takes. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play Dragon Rush. It is the ranger's turn. It does cost 1 energy, so I will take that away from here. And Dragon Rush is a 1 dice attack, but after you resolve this attack, I may perform a second attack with 2 dice. And I'm going to go after Cause Havoc here. There's a chance that I could kill it in 1 shot. Very low chance, but a chance nonetheless. And if I do, then I can go after something else. And then Tommy can just wipe the board clean is what he does. All right, 1 dice attack for Tommy. Does 1 damage. That's fine. So then I could do that. I'm going to put that on the Cause Havoc. I'm actually going to attack the Cause Havoc again with the second attack on this. So let's grab 2 dice. Roll them up. I only need to do 1 more damage. He doesn't do any damage. Okay, that was a thing. I'm going to draw from Zack's deck next. Reckless Blow. All right, that's actually really good. I'm gonna need that for right now. So now the erratic movement goes. It's passive. It doesn't do anything. What I am going to do though is I am going to go after erratic movement, because I realize this is actually 3 health now because of erratic movement. If I can kill this, this will drop down to 2 health, and then I can use Zack's Hip Hop Keto to do the damage and actually take out both in 1 shot. Great combo for Zack. I think I'm just going to go ahead and spend the 3 energy and go with the Power Axe straight up. After rolling, choose 2 dice from this attack and deal that much damage to each enemy card adjacent to this target. So maybe I can even take out the Total Mayhem with a giant Power Axe swing. Wish me luck. Actually, before I do that, we'll go 1, 2, and then Zack will use his as well. 3 dice attack. 1, 2, 3. All right, so I do 2 damage. All right, so here's how this is going to play out. So I did 2 damage to this, which absolutely destroys it, which is awesome. I can then choose 2 dice from this attack and deal that much damage to an enemy card adjacent. So I'm going to deal 2 damage to Total Mayhem. And then we activate Hip Hop Keto. Once per battle, after you defeat an enemy with an attack, you may deal 1 damage to another enemy card adjacent to your target. So, boom, it says to another. So it's only 1, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to knock out this Cry Havoc anyway. Do I want to do that? I'm sorry. Power Axe dealt that damage to each enemy card. So Cry Havoc is gone. That's gone immediately. And then the other damage from the Hip Hop Keto I can knock over here to Total Mayhem, because it's down to 3 health now because this one's gone. So then both of these are actually destroyed in 1 well-placed swinging Power Axe. That also means that I can take these 3 Super Putties and start putting them on the board over here. Well, you know what? You guys have a little trouble seeing that. So I'm going to do what I did in the last one. I'm just going to put the Super Putties over to the side. And I am going to put hit tokens here to represent the defeated enemies. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and draw from Jason's deck just to see what I got. Lead the charge. Next time any ranger performs an attack during this battle, add 1 dice to that attack. Not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still got my 7 cards in hand. Things are starting to get a little dicey here, but I think we'll be okay. Chaos Putty goes, and now we have Chaos Burst. Honestly, I get 2 free attacks here because this doesn't really do anything. Deal an amount of damage to a single ranger equal to the number of cards in their hand. Oh, that's what that does. Okay, so I do want to destroy Chaos Burst as soon as I can. I'm going to play some 0-cost cards. I'm going to do the Lead the Charge that I drew from Jason. 2 dice attack. Next time any ranger performs an attack during this battle, add 1 dice to that attack. So if this doesn't destroy Chaos Burst and it triggers, then whoever goes next should definitely kill it. All right, 2 dice attack from Jason. Does 1 damage to this thing. All right, so at least it's a little something. So now it only needs 2 damage left to destroy it. All right, so Chaos Burst goes. That'll deal damage to equal the amount of cards in their hand. Every one of my rangers actually has 2 cards in their hand right now. What I think I'm going to do is I am going to probably just take it because I don't really have anything. I do have the Dragon Shield from Jason. Play this card when any ranger suffers damage. Reduce that damage by 3. Next time you perform an attack this turn, add 1 die. But that's when Jason performs an attack this turn. I don't plan on him attacking again, and whoever attacks again, well, actually, no, I'm going to hold on to that. I'm just going to have Jason take the 2 damage. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 1. There goes the Blade Blaster. Jeez. 2. And the full block goes to the bottom of his deck. Did exactly what it needed to do. And I'm just going to Mammoth Slam this guy for the end. It's a 2 dice attack. If there's more than 4 cards in your discard pile, I would add a dice. But because of Lead the Charge, I added dice anyway. So it's a 3 dice attack to do 2 damage. So Zack should be able to do that. 3 dice, 2 damage. That's good odds. There it is. Exactly 2 damage for Zack, taking out the Chaos Putty and unpanicking the area. All right, so boom, gone and gone and gone. Let's go ahead and take that hit token I actually put over here and plop that right on the board. We could take this and put that here. So now Shopping Mall has been cleared out. It is no longer panicked, and the Rangers can move on to the next area. See ya in the big board. All right, with everybody here in the Shopping Mall all cleared out, let's go ahead and use another one of our actions and jump over here to Angel Grove High so we can actually see how the Tengus and how the pumpkins go about attacking. So before I even start that, I'm going to go ahead and flip another one. The goal here then is to defeat these 4, and then at the end of the battle, use this last action here for a recharge. And again, the way the recharges work for solo mode is that you pick 2 rangers and they recharge up to 6 shields worth of cards back into their deck, which will make going into the next round easier because you know there's going to be a monster that pops up. And before we do anything else, let's go ahead and put this here. I'm just kind of leaving the lead ranger token on Jason here. I know I didn't mention it last time, but he's going to generally be my lead ranger on every single battle. So that is awesome. We did the battle. We are ready to go. Let's go ahead and see what awaits us. All right, so with a new battle started, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in my hand. I am allowed to draw back up to 7 if I wish, so I'm actually going to just draw 1 from Zack's pile. Sweeping Strike, that's actually a really good card to have in order to hit a bunch of adjacent enemies too. So I think this is a good amount of cards that I can use for the battle. So now we have 2 Tenga Warriors, or I think these are Tenga. These are Tenga Warriors, not Tengu Warriors. That's from the movie. And then we have 2 pumpkins, which we would draw from the Pumpkin Wrapper's deck. So I'm actually going to draw the pumpkins first, and then I'm going to draw the Tenga. Now, there are rules for this for when Pumpkin Wrapper finally comes out and you start defeating his cards, but we don't have to deal with that until near the end of the game. First one, Rhythm Vines. Deal 2 damage, deal 2 damage, deal 2 damage. That is a fast card. That is going to stink. Followed by another Rhythm Vines. Deal 2 damage, deal 2 damage, deal 2 damage. This pumpkin is jumping out of the pumpkin match and going smash, 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 smash on all of our rangers. Now, these 2 damage, every one is a separate attack, so we can go to the same ranger 3 times if we want to, or we can spread it out however we want. All right, Tenga. First one, Deadly Talons, fast. So this actually will go to the front here. All right. Next is, and Deadly Talons, fast, deal 3 damage, straight 3 damage. And then we have Piercing Screech. Each ranger must discard 1 card from their hand. Oh boy. Well, at least that's at the end. That's also guarded, so I can't get past the Rhythm Bind. Also, notice you are dealing with the health of these things, so we got to really pump out our damage when it comes to taking down some of these cards. Let's put these here. Zack unfortunately does not have an energy, and here we go. The first thing that's going to happen is the Deadly Talons are going to come, and they are going to attack us. I am going to activate the Dragon Shield, so I will use one of these energies here. Any ranger suffers 3 damage. The next time you perform an attack this battle, add 1 die to that attack, so that's going to help. So regardless of 3 damage is negated, and then wherever the next attack is, which is going to be us right here, we'll have an additional dice. So let's put that in the discard. And the card specifically says the next attack you perform, so I am actually going to go all out and use our 3 energy and do the Dragon Dagger. It is a 3 dice attack that performs this attack twice. Now here's the thing, the next attack, which is this attack, will be 4 dice. The one after it is going to be 3 because the Dragon Shield's ability only applies to the first part of this attack. So I'm going to have 4 dice that I'm going to go after Rhythm Vines, then I'm going to have 3 dice that I'm going to go after Piercing Screech, pending I actually beat Rhythm Vines. So here we go. Anything is possible in the world of Power Rangers. Come on, mighty hit from Jason. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Oh, man. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a thing right there. I am actually still going to do exactly what I said, and I'm going to go after Piercing Screech, so this way I can at least possibly take this one down. The idea would be is I'm going to use Zack to take this and then use his Hip Hop Keto to do the 1 damage here, thus destroying the 2 of them at once. So the next attack is going to go against here, so let's remove a dice. I'm sorry, the Piercing Screech. So now I have 3 dice trying to take him down. And 3 damage. Yes, there it is. There it is. 1, 2, 3. So Piercing Screech is destroyed. That's awesome. And then we are able then to, we're going to have to figure out how to deal with this and probably this one as well. But I can take out a lot more cards this way. All right, so the Tengu is going to come off of here and I'm going to put the hit on this. So that's fun. So now the Rhythm Vines are going to hit. They're going to do 2 damage apiece. This can actually go here. Let's go with Jason taking the first 2. All right, lead the charge is gone. I'm going to have Jason take the second 2. Power Sword, so that goes to the bottom. Let's have Tommy go ahead and take the last 2. Dragon Solo, dang it. And then Dragon Shield goes to the bottom. All right, that was a thing. So here's the issue. I don't have any more energy anywhere in order to play my cards, which all have energy costs of 1 to them, other than Solo Strike. And I can remove a die from Solo Strike to return this to my hand instead of discarding it, which is, I think, the original ability for this. So the problem now is, what I can do is I can spend this energy to put 2 energy into the pool here. That is a thing that's in the rules. I may end up doing that because I need to spend energy in order to do some of these attacks. I won't be able to do a recharge this turn, but hopefully next turn I'll be able to do that. So it's going to be fun. Let's go ahead and do that. Well, we're going to do this. We're going to gain 2 energy in the pool. There's other ways of me gaining energy, but I don't have those abilities right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm not going to do Sweeping Strike. I'm going to do Reckless Blow. Before rolling, you may discard the top card of your deck to add 2 dice to this. I don't know if I'm going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just spend the energy. I'm going to roll 2 dice, hope for 2 damage on this, because if I can kill it, then I can kill the Rhythm Vines, and we just have to deal with these Rhythm Vines. 2 dice, 2 damage. 2 dice, 2 damage. 2 dice. That was a damage over here. 2 dice, 2 damage. Beautiful. I get excited when stuff like that happens. What can I say? All right. You're destroyed. You come over here. Another hit token would go here. Thus would earn us our Zord. So I can take all of these away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. And we get Huchka! Ooh, the Mammoth Sword. Exhaust this card to immediately remove one foot soldier from any location and place it on the experience track. That I like. That we will use for later. Let me put him over here. Unfortunately, it's out of camera, but you know we'll get there. In addition to that, we will activate Hip Hop Keto and deal 1 damage to the Rhythm Vines here, thus destroying this one as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pumpkin token, and that I'll put here, so this way you can actually see it. That's cool. So now all we really have to worry about is one more pumpkin wrapper minion, I guess it is, here. And let's see what happens. All right, Rhythm Vines, boom. Who's going to take it? We're going to have Tommy go for the first 2. Dragon Solo. Oh, no, I really need to recharge. All right, so that's for this. That's the first one. Now I think, actually, we're going to take the second one from Tommy. Dragon Shield, take the third one from Tommy. Solo Strike. All right, so he only has 3 cards left, but I know that they're all 3 shield cards. Not that it really matters for this. All right, Rangers get a turn here and a turn right after the Tango Warriors here. So what I may do is, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and Dragon Rush for the first one. So we'll spend that energy, which is a 1 dice attack, and then after you resolve this attack, I can perform a second attack with 2 dice. So I'm going to go ahead and just see what I can do to try to knock this guy down. First attack, 1 dice. Whoa! 2 damage, so that's cool. So that's, we remember that, that's 2. Second attack with 2 dice is 2 more damage. All right, so it's 4 damage against the Rhythm Vines. Cool. It's nice when things kind of work out the way you want them to, for the most part anyway. So that's done there. Dragon Rush goes. Tango Warrior activates. We get 1 more attack, and we're going to go ahead and Solo Strike, which is a 2 dice attack. I can remove 1 dice from this attack to return this card to my hand instead of discarding it. I may do that. I only need 1 damage, and it's a pretty good chance that I could do it. So yeah, all right, yeah, let's do that. Again, that was the old ability for Solo Strike. I think the new one is you can re-roll any number of dice within the attack, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to remove 1 dice from the attack to bring Solo Strike back to my hand, and then we're going to roll this and do the 1 damage that we need. Good job, Tommy. All right, Solo Strike comes back to my hand. The Rhythm Vines are destroyed, which is good, and now we have officially cleared out this area. So Mr. Pumpkin here can go there. All right, let's clean up and head back to the board. Admittingly, we are in a little bit of a pickle here because we don't have any more energy in the shared pool or on any one of our characters, but I think we should be able to handle that for the next round. However, I am going to tap the Mastodon here, exhaust it, whatever you want to do, and remove an enemy from the board. We're going to take this particular pumpkin, and we're going to put it here on the experience track. So now we have 3 cleared out areas, and only here with 2 guys on it. So that's actually really good going into the next round of play. Speaking of which, we got everything here. Let's go ahead and go to the next deployment. All right, here we go. Remember, we do 4, and then at the end, a pumpkin spawns on each one of the areas. So here we go. First, we have the monster already. The one that is part of this, that is part of the scenario, is Bones, the evil skeleton. So we have 2 Tango Warriors, as would be the case in the Stone Quarry, and then that is where Bones will also spawn. Get you, Rangers! I forget what he sounded like, but I remember this episode because it was the only time I ever saw a Zord defeat a giant monster, because the Tyrannosaurus Zord beat him. They never did the Megazord in that episode. They just beat him with the Tyrannosaurus Zord, which I always felt interesting. I wanted to see more of in the show, more Zords defeat monsters. But hey, you know, you get it once. In the Industrial District, 2 of our Tango friends. So 2 over here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 there. You're also panicked, but I'll do that in a little bit. Next is a Putty at the Stone Quarry. Oh no, he has a little horde with him. That's bad. And the final one, 2 Tanga in the Industrial District, which are right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That panics that one too. And then we have our pumpkins. Boom. This can technically go here because it doesn't meet the limit. And then you can't go here, so you are going to go to the shopping mall. I don't like the shopping mall because that's a little packed. But if I beat Bones, that's all gone. And we're absolutely going to beat Bones because that means another action token for us besides this area completely getting cleared out. So hooray for that. Before we do anything, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and exhaust the Mastodon right here, right now. And just to be safe, do I take out this guy here for one less on Bones? Because otherwise I'd have 4 minions in order to take care of. You know what? No, I'm going to take out this guy here just so we have another completely cleared area for for the board. Always good to have areas completely clear. You're not panicked yet. I don't know why. You're panicked. You're the one that's panicked. So this way, you know, more figures can like kind of stack here if need be. However, what I'm then going to do is I'm going to spend 1 to move here. And before I even start a battle, we're definitely going to do 1. I'm going to do 2 recharges. I will do 2. Let me look to see what I got. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so for the first recharge, we're going to do Jason and Tommy. So they each would actually get their energy back. And Jason is going to get the Dragon Shield and the Dragon Dagger shuffled into his deck. So that's 6 shields for him. And then Tommy is going to get Solo Strike and then both Dragon Rushes for 6 shields for him shuffled back into his deck. And then the second recharge will go to Jason again, and this time Zack. So we'll put this here, and Jason will get Tyranno Slash and both lead the charges put back into his deck. So there you go. That's 6 shields for him going in. And Zack is going to get Power Axe. There you go. Power Axe, Mammoth Slam, and Reckless Blow for 6 shields for him. So that really, really repowers our guys up, which is great.